So, will Patrick Mahomes parlay another NFL MVP award into a Vince Lombardi Trophy? Will the Philadelphia Eagles prove that they are the best team in the league since the very beginning? And who else picked up some hardware at last night's NFL honors? Well, we're going to try to find the answers to those questions and many more as we get you ready for the biggest show of the year, Super Bowl 57 at State Farm Stadium, Glendale, Arizona. We got our picks and predictions coming up right here on Fantasy Football Fever starting right now. Yeah, a pleasant good evening to all of you. This is Fantasy Football Fever for February 10th, Friday night, February 10th, 2023. Great to have you all with us. And ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived. It is Super Week. The big game's coming up, just a matter of days. Sunday night, State Farm Stadium, Glendale, Arizona. It is the Kansas City Chiefs against the Philadelphia Eagles. We got a lot to talk about on that, and we have a lot to talk about for last night's NFL honors. But of course, we have to indulge with the pleasantries. I am Tim McClellan, and of course, guy over here, that's our league commissioner, Mr. John Natale. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm fantastic. I got all my food shopping done for the game. Got all my chips set. Got the typical Super Bowl foods ready to go. The chicken wings, the mozzarella sticks, the potato skins. I'm ready to eat.
Oh my God, you're making me hungry.
Yeah, I'm just hungry. I'm hungry myself thinking about it.
I see.
Yeah, I got the good pizza. It's like the Screaming Sicilian, the Red Baron.
Wow. That is awesome. That is awesome, man. I wish I was there right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'd take something on that food. And of course, this guy down here walking home from getting off his bus, heading to his homestead, is of course our good friend John Flynn, the host of Hooked on Sports. How you doing, John?
Hey, what's up, Tim? How's it going? It is another NFL season. 283 games down, one more to go, and isn't it fitting that we have the two best teams in football, in my opinion, from the season, in my view, competing in the Super Bowl?
It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. Both teams have really done their work. They've done a great job with their coaching staffs, with the players, and with the management and all that. And they have arrived. So I wonder what the teams are going through today. Because of course I know that Tuesday was the typical media day.
Yeah, I mean, they moved media day from Tuesday to Monday night. For a bit of a change, but nonetheless, it's quite the thing that, and think of it how it all started way back when with mini camps, the quarterback schools, the training camps when their resolve was tested in the heat and in the humidity, and here they are. About 7 months, almost really 6.5 months after training camps opened, now they're here in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they are. And already before the show, we already had this message sent to us from my friend Brandy in Oklahoma. So just want to say hello to my friend Brandy watching. I hope
Brandy.
I hope you're doing just fine. I think she sent another message to us. Well, we already got our first prediction from our first viewer. Going with the Chiefs there. So, and he shared this one out. Say, we appreciate you. We appreciate you, Brandy. We appreciate you hanging in with us all season long, but we'll be back during the off season here and there. So, y'all just stay tuned for that. Thank you so much, Brandy, and all of you. I want to thank all of y'all for hanging with us all this year. It's been an awesome season. And I do want to share something else with you right now. I want to share this link with you. because after we make our picks, we want to hear from you guys. We want you to jump in here on the show, let your voice be heard. Just take down that link right there. Copy it and put it into your browser, and you'll be able to join us on the show, and we'll let you make your picks along with us. But anyway, before we do that, well, we know he's already retired, but
For now.
for now anyway. But in honor of our good friend and our technical director, Irene Namer, who is actually on vacation right now, just for the hell of it.
Hating from the sideline, a flag on the play, like Julio with them.
Yeah, we love you, Irene. I hope you're having a wonderful time on vacation there. Well, anyway, gentlemen, before we go ahead and make our Super Bowl predictions, let's go ahead and talk about a big event that happened last night. The NFL honors, honoring the best players, coaches, and assistants in the league so far this year. I myself did not see it because I was over at a friend's house, and usually Thursday nights is my Law and Order night. But let's just go down the list here, starting with pretty much the big award, MVP. And to basically nobody's surprise, this year's MVP for the second time in his career is this guy right here, Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, absolutely deserves it.
Like I said, pretty much not a surprise. Yeah, I'd say he deserved it, but I'd probably say that Jalen Hurts probably finished maybe a close second. I don't know.
Yeah.
Looks like Flynn's setting everything up. He's finally in his homestead. So let's go on with that here. So Patrick Mahomes takes the MVP award once again. Let's see here. He's had his second 5,000-yard season of his career. He led the league with 41 touchdowns, which not too shabby once again. Congratulations to Patrick Mahomes. Offensive Player of the Year, very interesting. Justin Jefferson, wide receiver from the Minnesota Vikings. Oh, there we go. Now we got a better shot of Flynn right now.
Yep.
There you go. So we're talking about Justin Jefferson taking the Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, can't say that's a surprise. He's had a phenomenal season.
Yeah, and Justin Jefferson talked right after when Kevin O'Connell was hired as the Vikings head coach, and Kevin O'Connell was the offensive coordinator last year for the LA Rams, and that was a year where Cooper Kupp had a historically strong season, and Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson went into the lab this offseason and figured out how to turn him into maybe the number one wide receiver of the National Football League.
Yeah. Says here he led the league with 128 receptions, becoming one of 7 players ever to surpass 1,800 yards in a season. 1,809 yards to be exact. Broke team records for catches and yards in a season, held by Chris Carter and Randy Moss respectively. And that's pretty good company right there. When you get your name mentioned with Chris Carter and Randy Moss, who back in the late 90s and 2000s pretty much dominated the field for those Vikings right there. So congratulations to Justin Jefferson. Defensive Player of the Year, You guys called it. It was Nick Bosa from the San Francisco 49ers. So what do you say on that?
Very interesting choice there. Very interesting winner there. I definitely did not expect that.
So I think you look at what Nick Bosa meant to San Francisco's defense, and I think in order to tell the story of the 49ers this year on defense, part of it is to describe how dominant their stars were. Now, my preseason pick for Defensive Player of the Year was Fred Warner, but ultimately went to Nick Bosa, who had a wonderful year, just like his teammate Fred Warner did.
Yeah, unfortunately, mine was Kayvon Thibodeau. If it wasn't for his injury, he might have had a shot.
I mean, I don't think he would have won Defensive Rookie of the Year either with the season Sauce Gardner had. I mean, which is a good segue to the rookies because the Jets cleaned up this offseason and it showed up in the awards.
We'll start with the Offensive Rookie of the Year from the Jets, Mr. Garrett Wilson, wide receiver.
Yeah, the Jets team's improving little by little. They're not quite there yet, but I think they're getting close.
Yeah,
they have the longest playoff drought right now of all the teams. They haven't been in the playoffs since 2010. Maybe another year or two. I think they'll finally get in.
Yeah, and it was interesting setup for the Offensive Rookie of the Year awards because it was actually a close race between Garrett Wilson and Kenneth Walker. So among the 50 voters for the Associated Press, Garrett Wilson got 18 first place votes. Kenneth Walker actually got 19. But Wilson beat Walker in second place votes 19-8 because this was the first year where you could vote for multiple choices for the awards previously under the previous. If last year's rules were in place for the Rookies of the Year, Kenneth Walker would have won for Seattle.
Ooh.
Yeah, says here Wilson finished with 83 catches for 1,103 yards, becoming the first rookie in Jets history to have a 1,000-yard rushing 1,000-yard receiving season. So, hey, I think the Jets got something with him. I think he's going to be a huge factor in that offense. And let's go to the defensive side of the Jets. Sauce Gardner, corner.
Yeah. And before I get to him, so other things that you might interest you in the voting. Brock Purdy got 6 first place votes. He finished 3rd, and then Chris Olave finished 4th, and Tyler Algier of the Falcons finished 5th.
Uh-huh.
By the way, Tyler Linderbaum, the center for the Ravens, got a first place vote.
Wow.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah.
So Gardner became first Jets rookie to be named first team All-Pro, 5th Jet to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. And Lee has 20 passes defended, allowed only 48.1 completion rating. So that's Sauce Gardner. He's going to be a leader on that Jets defense here.
Yeah. Yeah, and some other interesting voting tidbits. So Aiden Hutchinson got 3 first place votes, while Tyreek Woolen, the Pro Bowl corner from Seattle, got a first place vote. And there were 3 other players that received third place votes. Kayvon Thibodeau received 3, and then Jalen Petre of the Texans got 1, and Sam Williams of the Cowboys got a vote for third place.
Sam Williams, I didn't really hear that name much during the season. Now, comeback player of the year, I think we all pretty much called it. Geno Smith, quarterback from the Seahawks. I mean, what a huge turnaround this guy. I mean, he used to be like the joke of the league. Now he's comeback player of the year. Wow.
And there were a lot of fun comeback stories. But you think of Geno Smith, Christian McCaffrey, it's Saquon Barkley, Nick Gates, and Daniel Jones all received votes.
Jeez.
Yeah, and do you want so other names that may interest you in the tally? Trevor Lawrence received a vote. Jared McKinnon received a vote.
Interesting.
Damar Hamlin received a vote.
Ooh.
Oh, by the way, in the MVP voting, the Bills athletic trainer, what's his name? Kellington received a 5th place vote for MVP.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Other names of note: Brandon Graham got 2 1st place votes. Jared Goff received 1 1st place vote.
Jared Goff, huh? I don't know about that here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Next one. Oh, yeah. You guys, let the Giants fans celebrate. Brian Daboll, Coach of the Year.
Absolutely. I love it.
I will applaud. I will applaud that. I will applaud that.
Yeah.
What a turnaround.
And you know what was interesting was that there were so many good candidates this year for Coach of the Year. I mean, so we really could have gone to anybody, but with as bad a roster the Giants had out going into the season, and the fact that they went to the playoffs, they won a playoff game on the road against a 13-win Vikings team, albeit a flawed Vikings team, but the fact they won a road playoff game, I think. I mean, the voting already happened before the playoffs began, but Brian Daboll deserved it. And there were 8 coaches that received 1st place votes.
Wow.
Because Kyle Shanahan, Doug Peterson, Sean McDermott, Nick Sirianni, Kevin O'Connell, Dan Campbell, and Andy Reid all got 1st place votes. And Pete Carroll and Mike Tomlin also got 2nd and 3rd place votes.
Oh yeah, I figured they would for sure.
I mean, imagine how the conversation would have changed to have the Steelers make the playoffs. I mean, somehow, some way, without Ben Roethlisberger and Mike Tomlin to take the Steelers to the playoffs. I mean, I would have voted Mike Tomlin just then and there, but.
Wow! So congratulations to Brian Daboll right there.
Yeah.
And I guess that's all the information I have.
I think you just have left now the Hall of Famers, the guys who made the Hall of Fame.
Does anybody have the Assistant Coach of the Year?
Yes, we do.
And that would go to?
DeMeco Ryans, defensive coordinator of the San Francisco 49ers and the newest head coach of the Houston Texans.
Aha. Yeah, he definitely improved that 49er defense. They had a deep run. The playoffs made all the way to the NFC Championship game. Fortunately, they fell short to the Eagles, but hey, I can definitely see them being contenders again. But of course, DeMeco Ryans, as you said, now been hired the new head coach of the Houston Texans. So it will be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah, and there were 6 coaches and assistants in the NFC East that all got votes.
6 assistants in the NFC East alone.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, 3 of the 8 teams in the divisional playoffs were in the NFC East. I mean,
right.
Yeah, and also Ben Johnson, the Lions offensive coordinator, finished 2nd. So he is definitely going to be a head coach in the near future.
Yeah, I would definitely think so. So,
Mike Kafka, Wink Martindale, who, by the way, Wink Martindale will not be coaching another team next season because he's out of the Colts as head coach running. So that's very good.
Yeah, so far it appears Kafka is coming back. So far.
Kafka is one of the finalists for the Arizona job, and
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's pretty much. One thing I did see, which pretty much was pretty much a talk about the NFL Honors Show. Kelly Clarkson. Did you see that dress she wore?
Apparently, I saw with the Cowboys with all the Cowboys gear and stuff.
Yeah, I'd say. Well, of course, she is from the Dallas area, so just representing her home team. So
yeah,
that dress.
But it begs the question. So, what 88 is she wearing? Is she honoring with that? Because the Cowboys and their 88s with Drew
They've
Pearson.
had Drew Pearson, Michael Irvin, Des Bryant, of course, C.D. Lamb.
So
I don't know. It's anybody's guess, but if y'all didn't see that dress, just look it up. Just look up Kelly Clarkson NFL Honors. You'll see that dress she was wearing. I want to say it was a little too much, but I like the colors on it, but she was like way out there.
There are a lot of different names from the back of the jerseys in the bottom part of her dress. Like so the exact names are Zach Martin, Ezekiel Elliott, Dalton Schultz, Dak, DeMarcus Lawrence, Trayvon Diggs, C.D. Lamb, Tony Pollard, Micah Parsons, and Leighton Vander Esch.
I am trying something. I'm going to try to look up a picture of Kelly at the. By the way, y'all, I'm using my web browser on Xbox One, so I believe I have my connection problem pretty much solved here.
Oh yeah,
I'm trying to.
We're 23 minutes in. Everything's been crystal clear.
Everything's good. I think I may be doing this from now. On. So let's see if we can get a. Can we get a here? Let me.
It's and while Tim is loading this up, some other results within the results. So, defensive player of the year, Micah Parsons finished second. Chris Jones, the Chiefs, finished third. Hassan Reddick got a couple of first place votes. Quentin Williams of the Jets got a first place vote, by the way, in case you're wondering the tally.
Ooh.
Well, how about that?
Then offensive player, Justin was first. Mahomes was second. Jalen Hurts, Tyreek Hill. They rounded out the top four. It's Josh Jacobs, Travis Kelce, Christian McCaffrey, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Austin Eckler, AJ Brown, and Derrick Henry all got some resemblance of votes.
Yeah. So. Well, as far as Kelly's dress on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give it an 8.5. Give it an 8.5. Oh, somebody is knocking at our door.
Oh,
I think somebody wants in.
Oh.
It's my good friend and a good follower. He is a faithful follower of the Four Horsemen of Pick'ems. He's our big time Cleveland, Cincinnati Bengals fan. Let's welcome him to the show.
Yo.
Let us welcome Max Deadly Dashing 937. What's up, brother?
Not much. Still reeling the the news that Ken Riley got in the Pro Football Hall of Fame last night. So,
Hey, well, you just made it just in time because that was the exact next thing that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the gentleman who got the call to the Pro Football Hall of Fame right here. I've got the list right here. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see if I can do this. I think I'm liking this. I'm liking this on my Xbox One here. It may take a little bit. It take a little bit of time here, but
Yeah. Well, the wait's well worth it. Everything's been crystal clear so far.
yeah. Let's go to the website right now.
No more lags. Nothing's out of sync or anything like that.
Yeah, everything is looking good.
All right, it is good. It is good to hear that here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's try this again here. We are going to go ahead and share the screen here. We'll let you guys take a look at the faces.
Yeah, and now the sharing screens are so far we're looking good. If you can get back up again.
Okay. I don't know what happened here. Here, let me. Yeah, this is a whole new thing working with this Xbox One, but so just bear with me, everybody. We'll get everybody in shape here. Okay, where is he? Okay, where I am looking for the inductees. Where are they? I'm right now at the okay, here we go. There we go. I'm right there at the Pro Football Hall of Fame website. Okay, here, let's take a look here. I think we could. Okay, let me try to screen scene again for all of you that's watching us on YouTube and Twitch. All of you watching us on YouTube and Twitch, we want to thank you for joining us for this entire season. It has been wonderful. We could not do this thing without you. And we are going to go ahead and share the screen right here. Let me see if y'all taking a good look at this the way I am. Okay, let's take a look at Rondé Barber. There he is, 99-7, 2012, played his entire career with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Rondé Barber, corner safety. What a guy that was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's incredible. Now let's get Tiki in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
I mean,
let's get his brother in there.
I mean, he's my all-time favorite player. I mean, the player I first fell in love with when I started getting into football. It was Tiki Barber, and I was so sad when he retired and.
Wait, what year did he retire? Was it 2019?
It was 06, Tiki.
Oh, he retired a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot. Whoops.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's not in yet then. That's crazy.
Yeah. I think on NFL Network Top 10, he is like considered one of the best players not in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. I had him on one of my fantasy leagues, and he really put up some big numbers for me that one year. Never forget him. Oh, here's an oldie but a goodie, Don Coryell. He was coach, NFL career 76-77 with St. Louis Cardinals and 78-86 with the San Diego Chargers.
The years with Dan Fouts.
36 years it took. Wow.
Oh, great Dan Fouts.
Oh, so I guess you get unlimited chances then.
I suppose so.
Unlike baseball, where you only have 10 chances.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Future Pro Football Hall of Fame coaches Joe Gibbs and John Madden served as college assistants under him. Member of the college football and served in the Army. Thank you for your service, Coach.
Says when Andy Reid officially goes into the Hall of Fame, I want to see who they describe as assistants of his, because there were a lot of them that went on to be great coaches.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So congratulations to the coach right there. Hey, for my people.
Yeah.
How about this cowboy, Chuck Howley?
Yeah, the only player in Super Bowl history that to win the Super Bowl MVP despite being on the losing team.
Right.
He's like football's version of Bobby Richardson, who was the World Series MVP for the Yankees in 1960, even though they lost.
Right. So yeah, traded Dallas Project 61 season, MVP of Super Bowl 5. That was when they played against
the Baltimore Colts.
The old Baltimore Colts and Johnny U, right?
Yeah, the Blunder Bowl, because Johnny Unitas was benched in the second half, and Earl Morrall came in and led the Colts to the winning drive.
Wow. So he's finished his career with 25 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, named to 6 Pro Bowls, first team All Pro Bowl 5 times, second team 71, named to the Cowboys Ring of Honor back in 77. An oldie but a goodie. Cowboys Nation salutes Chuck Howley. Congratulations, buddy.
Yeah, and by the way, in that Super Bowl, there were 11 turnovers in that game.
Wow, 11 turnovers, man. Now here's a name that I'm not familiar with. Joe Klecko.
Yeah, and Sam, a great part of those Jets teams in the 80s. The Jets made the playoffs a few times. I think that they went to the AFC Championship game one year during that.
What's the team with Abdul Salam, Mark Gastineau, and Marty Lannister form on the top defensive. The New York Sack Exchange. I like that name.
Because in '84, Gastineau had 22 sacks, and he was one that had the sack record until Strahan broke it about 15 years later. A record that still holds today.
Wow. Klecko became second player in NFL history after Hall of Famer Frank Giver to be selected to Pro Bowl 3 different positions. Defensive end, defensive tackle, nose tackle. Hey, he had the talent, he had the skills, and now he's got a Hall of Fame ring. Congratulations to Joe Klecko.
Yeah.
And speaking of New York Jets, Revis Island. First year on the ballot, and that's all it takes. Darrelle Revis played with the Jets, Buccaneers, Patriots, back to the Jets, and then 1 season with the Chiefs. First round, 14th overall pick in 2027 out of Pittsburgh. Man.
Yeah. It's and also think of how valuable he was when he played that 1 year for the Patriots, and if Revis wasn't on the field for that Malcolm Butler interception, Russ Wilson would have targeted Tyler Lockett for a touchdown at the 1 yard line.
Right.
Yeah.
Second in Defensive Player of the Year voting in 2009. Finished his career 29 interceptions, 3 returned for TDs, 139 passes defended. Led the NFL's passes defended with 31.
So you're definitely going to see the Jets in the Hall of Fame game next summer in Canton, because you have two Jets legends that are going to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, I would definitely think so.
Yeah. Maybe the Cowboys, but the Cowboys played in the Hall of Fame game a couple years ago when
In fact, I thought they played it last year. All right, we got Ken Riley here, played from 1969 to 1983 with the Cincinnati Bengals, played corner. Don't really know that much about him. He was kind of before my time. He played 1969 to 1983. Wow, that was a good bit of years right there. 207 NFL games, 65 interceptions, All Pro in 83, All AP, All AFC in 1975 and 76. Held a share in Cincinnati team records through his final season with the Bengals. Led the team to kick off return yards during his rookie season. AFC interception total 76, 72, and 83. Led the Bengals in interceptions times 69, 74, and 76, and then from 81 to 83. Fifth on the NFL career interceptions list, tied with the Hall of Famer Charles Woodson. It says here, describe a Hall of Fame coach Paul Brown as a model football player and a real gentleman. Youngsters would do well to pattern themselves after him. Wow. I actually would agree with that. Congratulations to Ken Riley right there.
6th round pick, by the way, too.
6th rounder. Yeah.
Well, here's one who wasn't a 6th round pick, and I don't, and this guy never played a playoff game.
Boy, Joe Thomas played Cleveland Browns from 07 to 17. 3rd overall picked in the 2007 draft out of the University of Wisconsin. Named to the NFL's All-Decade Team 2010s. Named to the Pro Bowl for his first 10 seasons. First team All-Pro honors 6 seasons. Second team All-Pro twice.
Yeah, an NFL record 10,000, over 10,000 snaps. The Iron Man of the NFL.
Wow. Yeah, he definitely deserves that. So,
maybe in my mind, football's the equivalent of Cal Ripken Jr., who has the consecutive games played record.
Right. That's an Iron Man right now.
And I don't think Ripken missed an inning either during his streak, so which makes it that much more impressive.
Yeah, so congratulations to Mr. Joe Thomas. And now here's another one. Oh, my man Alex. My man Alex is going to be so happy about this. He's happy about this one. Zach Thomas. Zach Thomas, a 5th round pick out of Texas Tech. Played majority of his career with the Dolphins, 96 to 2007. Then he played 1 year with the Cowboys in 2008. Intercepted 3 passes for 64 yards, 1 touchdown, 131 tackles, 49 assisted tackles, and 2 sacks earned. Team's MVP honors named AFC Defensive Rookie of the Year. Led the Dolphins in tackles 10 seasons, 100 tackles in each of his first 11 seasons, 22 tackles in the 0-1 playoffs against the Ravens. Dolphins' career record with 4 interceptions returned for touchdowns. Career statistics include 17 interceptions for 170 yards, 20.5 career sacks, 168 starts, most by a Dolphins defensive player, first in team history to win the leadership award, 5-time All-Pro, first team All-Pro, and second team All-Pro twice. Voted to 7 Pro Bowls. I tell you, that guy was a monster. He definitely was. So congratulations to Zach Thomas right there. Now here is a former Cowboy who I think definitely deserves this. DeMarcus Ware, first round pick out of Troy State. Played for the Cowboys 2005, 2013, and 2014 and 16 with the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl right there. I remember watching the Cowboys preseason in 2005, their preseason games. I was watching this guy, and I told my friends, I said, you remember this name, DeMarcus Ware, because I think he's going to be somebody. And he sure was. Yeah. Led the Cowboys in sacks for 8 seasons from 05 to 12. They had the NFL with 20 sacks in 08 and 15.5 sacks in 2010. Played on only one team with a losing record during his career. Helped lead teams to 5 playoff appearances. He was weak side linebacker in the Broncos Super Bowl 50 victory over the Panthers. 3 solo tackles, 2 assists, 2 sacks, and 4 hits on the quarterback. So for his career, 138.5 sacks. 3 intercepted passes for 44 return yards and 1 touchdown. And returned 2 fumbles for touchdowns. He is still the Cowboys' all-time record leader with 117 sacks. All-Pro, first team 4 times, second team 3 times. Selected to 9 Pro Bowls and named to the NFL's all-decade team of the 2000s.
And also the first member of that amazing 2015 Broncos defense that it will be enshrined to the Hall of Fame. The first of what I believe are going to be many from that team. They were that good.
Oh yeah, they were good. They were really, really good that year.
Yeah.
So
fantastic list. Although I think Devin Hester got snubbed.
Yeah, I was reading that Devin Hester, the greatest return specialist in football history, and he still can't make it. I mean, Cordell Patterson is trying to make a run at it, but it's going to be too late for him.
Yeah, I did find something interesting. Here's a look at some notable players who could be in for the first time in 2024. Next year we have Julius Peppers. I think he has a shot to get there in the first try.
I think so too.
And then we have Antonio Gates.
Yeah, he's going in first ballot.
Yeah, and then we have Eric Berry, maybe.
By the way, Antonio Gates was on The Bachelor the other night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
No way.
Him and Shawn Merriman were helped out on a group date.
Yeah. And then next on the list here, Eric Berry. Maybe.
I think he's gonna get in, but not on the first ballot.
And then this guy probably I can't see him on the first ballot. I doubt it. Haludi Nagata, however you say his name.
Haludi Nagata.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think he's a Hall of Famer though.
Yeah, no. And then this guy, I don't know. I think he's overrated. Brandon Marshall. I don't think he's gonna get in.
Yeah, he's not getting
in. And then Jamal Charles. I don't think he's getting in.
No.
Here's a shocker. I think if he played longer, yes, but because he didn't play long enough, I have to say no. Andrew Luck.
No, he's not getting in. He never went to the Super Bowl.
But if he played longer, I might have said yes.
And then what is it? He only won 3 playoff games in his career. Yeah. No.
This one is a hard pass. Doug Baldwin.
No, he's not getting in.
And then this guy's a possibility. Jordy Nelson.
I can't see. He's in the Hall of Very Good.
Yeah.
The Hall of Very Good.
This guy I think should make it in because he was one of the best at his time. Sebastian Janikowski.
Oh yeah. Yes.
And then you have Kyle Williams. Probably not.
I mean, 49ers fans. We had this conversation last year about Kyle Williams. Remember, he muffed the 2 punts in the NFC Championship game. Because Ted Ginn Jr. wasn't available because of an injury.
Oh, I know Tim is definitely on board with this guy, Darren Woodson.
Yes. Darren Woodson, yes. Yeah. He was a big safety on those Cowboys Super Bowl teams. Yeah. Yes, Darren Woodson should be in next year. Yeah. And speaking of those Cowboys teams, why the hell is Daryl Johnston not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
Let's see. All right, got a couple names left here. Dwight Freeney.
Perhaps.
I could see him. I could see him, but we'll see. We'll see how it trends.
Then there's Patrick Willis, and then James Harrison. I think he's going to get in.
He was a Bengal. I don't see why not. I was born in Ohio.
If Patrick Willis played long enough, I would have seen why, but I don't think.
That looks like that. That looks like that's it. Then the rest are the holdovers.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Rodney Harrison, Jared Allen. The rest of the guys are the holdovers.
Yeah, I think Jared Allen it belongs in the Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Big Willie Anderson?
What was that?
Big Willie Anderson, former Bengals right tackle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's on the list. He's on the holdover list. 4-time Pro Bowler, 3-time first-time All-Pro, 2003 second-team All-Pro.
He's in. How he's not in is beyond me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got me on that one too, bro.
Yeah, well, there we go. We got some pretty good names to look forward to for next year.
Yeah. I would love to see Darren Woodson get in. And I
Yeah.
want to see Daryl Johnston get in there too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, hell, if it wasn't for Daryl Johnston, it probably wouldn't have the rushing record, you know?
Right.
And why is Kenny Anderson not in the Hall of Fame yet?
Kenny Anderson.
The Bengals quarterback in the early 80s.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Why is
Yeah.
he not in there yet? He needs to get in that Pro Football Hall of Fame.
If he won a couple of championships, I think he would have his case would have been better. But
And that was probably around the time. Wasn't that around the time that Chris Collinsworth was wide receiver?
Yes, he was Kenny Anderson, the 1981 NFL League MVP.
Aha.
so, if the play calling was better in that goal line sequence against the 49ers, that would have changed the whole thing. But that goal line stand, considered in my mind the greatest goal line stand ever, was in that Super Bowl, and the play calling on that was terrible as well by the Bengals.
Well,
Yeah.
folks,
I'm
we
gonna
talked
give him.
about the NFL owners. So what's that, Dashy?
I'm gonna give him my quick pick for the Super Bowl. I say Eagles 38, Chiefs 10. My MVP, it's gotta be Darius Slay.
Interesting. So
Ooh.
we got Dashy with a blowout here.
Because I don't
Wow.
think it's gonna be even close.
Wow. Well, I didn't have to give a big intro, but just to let everybody know, the Eagles are 1.5 point favorites, unless that's changed.
No, we're still playing at that.
Still playing out 1.5 point favorites for the Eagles, and
The Chiefs family, believe it or not, they disrespected a Rocky statue.
yeah, I heard about that. You do not mess with the Italian stallion. No,
Right.
no, you can't do that. It's like sacrilege right there.
When I went to Philly a couple of summers ago, after I dropped my stuff off at the hotel I stayed in, I did a quick run at the Philly Art Museum, which is where the Rocky steps are.
The Philadelphia, the Art Museum. Okay, that's okay. I was wondering where that place was.
Yeah, it's that big circle that overlooks the city.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I was there a few in that area a few years earlier because I went down to see the Pope there.
Oh, the Pope
because when Pope Francis went to Philly, I went to his mass there.
So yeah, I'm going to just need to give him my quick pick, so I got bounce.
All right,
Dashy.
All right, thanks, Dashy. Good luck to you. We'll see you. So Dashy's got his first pick in, but I guess we can go ahead and make our picks, and then whoever wants to jump in, all you gotta do is just take down this link here, streamer.com and all that. Just jump on in. Let us know what you want, because we want to open this floor to you. But right now want to get the picks from my guys. Chiefs versus Eagles, State Farm Stadium, Glendale, Arizona, on the Fox Network.
Yeah.
Eagles are 1.5 point favorites. Flynn, I know you mentioned this on your podcast, Hooked on Sports. And by the way, we still have those links in the description area. So you just follow one of those links and you can listen to him. So, but right now, he'll probably just give us his Cliff Notes version of what he thought about this game. So, Flynn, go.
So I think when you look at the roster constructions of these teams, and I think how Philadelphia built their team and how Kansas City built their team. I think you had a couple of fascinating fascinating cases because Philly had an incredible roster 5 years ago when they won their last Super Bowl. And they replaced a lot of almost all the skill players from that team, both on offense and defense. When you look at the secondary, when you look at the quarterbacks, running backs, and all that, they're all gone from that team. And but you can make a case, guys, that this Eagles roster is better than that from the one 5 years ago, because if you look at how Philadelphia came into this, especially defense, defensively, I mean they had the best secondary in the NFL. They had the number one pass defense in the NFL. They allowed 180 passing yards a game, which was the best, and they also led the NFL with sacks with 70, and only the 84 Bears and the 85 Bears had more sacks in a season than this year's Eagles. Now, an interesting argument that I heard throughout the course of the time leading up to this was that the Eagles didn't play had an easy schedule and all that. Well, I have a couple of things to counter that point. Number one, you have the Eagles went 9-1 against teams with winning records. That includes teams like the Giants, the Cowboys in their division, the Lions who won 9 games, the Jaguars who won 9 games. And they of course blew up Minnesota earlier in the year. And all of that. So those were interesting arguments with that. And also there was a team 50 years ago that played a really soft schedule, but went on to win a championship. This team that never played anybody great because of a weak division. And they wound up winning a couple of games, and one at home and one on the road on their way to the Super Bowl. And that team that I'm mentioning is the 72 Dolphins, because the Dolphins had the 14-0 regular season. The team with the second best record in that division were the Jets, who went 7-7. So I obviously that the strength of schedule played a role into my calculations throughout the course of the season, who they play. But I think that the thing about the Super Bowl and something I've learned, and I think Tom Brady said this on multiple occasions on his Let's Go podcast, that the great thing about football is that sometimes you have to throw out the past results and you have to execute the game plans. You have to execute the ideas, the concepts that the coaches are instilling into these players. So I found that interesting. And that's Philadelphia. And with Kansas City, this is something that this has been a big theme of mine when it comes to my Chiefs takes throughout the course of the season. Is adjusting to a period where Mahomes gets his cap hit triples from its rookie contract. That it was around $11 million last year, and then the first year of his mega bucks contract extension kicked in this year at 10 years, $450 million. I mean, his cap hit this year was like $35.5 million. Next year, it's close to $47 million. So, but the good news for the Chiefs is that the salary cap went up by $16 million. So they have a lot of guys on rookie contracts as well. So they might not have to make any adjustments there. Maybe just replace some players in the draft. I'm particularly on defense. But this is what's really at stake with Patrick Mahomes, right? Because no NFL MVP has won the Super Bowl in the same season that player won the MVP since Kurt Warner led the Rams to a championship in 1999. So there's obvious Matt Ryan should have done it, but of course they'll never. I'll get over the 28-3 debacle in the Super Bowl. But you have Patrick Mahomes, you have Travis Kelce, who is the engine that runs the offense. You trade Tyreek Hill, get a bunch of picks from last year to replace him on the roster, and you have Mahomes and Kelce, maybe the two best players in this entire Super Bowl. So, but then you have an Eagles team that maybe has 7 of the next 8 most valuable players, or maybe the next 9 or 10 valuable players. When you look at Jason Kelce and Lane Johnson with the offensive line, and then Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox on the defensive line, and Derek Barnett gets hurt. Well, who cares? Here is Ndamukong Suh. Here is Linval Joseph. Here are other dudes. Here's Hassan Reddick, who was the best player, who was arguably their best player on defense this year. He was such a steal in Philadelphia. And then also, how about C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who went over to Philadelphia after leaving the Saints, and James Bradbury. The Eagles took advantage of the Giants' salary cap woes of Dave Gettleman to pick him up. Bradbury was second team All-Pro at the corner at corner this year. So really, all things are told, the Eagles are 1.5 point favorites because the roster is good, really good, and the thing and both teams really have things I'm looking for in Super Bowl winning teams. When you look at the coach, the quarterback, the offensive line, the defensive line. I obviously Kansas City has the advantage just as head coach and quarterback with Reid and Mahomes, but I think Sirianni and Hurts are good enough to offset the advantage a little bit. And then you look at the Chiefs' offensive line and defensive line; they're both really good, but the Eagles are deeper and better. And I think in a game where I think the battle at the line of scrimmage is gonna dictate a lot of what we see on Sunday night. I just trust Philadelphia more to get the job done. I think they're deeper. Which is something you need when you have to face Patrick Mahomes, and because you need as many fresh bodies as possible, able to make plays. And I think with the roster they have, with a quarterback on a rookie contract, not giving out much money to the running back, so they could spread them out for the rest of the roster. I just think the Eagles are primed to win another championship and get the job done. So with Jalen Hurts as my pick for Super Bowl MVP, I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles to win the Super Bowl. Eagles 35, Chiefs 26.
A two-score game.
Yeah. Two-score game.
Yikes.
35-26.
35-26 with Hurts as the MVP. So we got Flynn. Let's hear from Natalie.
Alrighty. Whew. Yeah, this one was definitely a hard one to pick. I mean, looking at this here, your offenses are pretty much equal. The Chiefs are ranked number 1 in offense, while the Eagles are ranked number 2. Looking at the defensive side, though, is a much larger swing. The Eagles have the 3rd-ranked defense, while the Chiefs have the 12th-ranked defense. In passing, the Chiefs are a heavy passing team. They're 1st, and the Eagles are 9th. And on the opposite side, the Eagles are a heavy rushing team. They're currently 5th, while the Chiefs are 20th. Breaking down the matchups by position, when you look at the quarterbacks first, I would say I would give a very slight advantage to Patrick Mahomes. He has the experience. He already knows how it works. Not taking credit away from Jalen Hurts. He's been very good, but I got to give the slight edge to Mahomes based on his experience. On the rushing side, I got to give the slight advantage. I got to give a huge advantage to the Eagles. Yeah, Miles Sanders. Yeah, Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott. 3 very strong rushers. All of them having phenomenal seasons. And on the Kansas City side, there's Isaiah Pacheco, Jerick McKinnon, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Helaire has basically had a down year. He's been injured. The other 2 are decent rushers, but they've been working more on the lines of pass catcher lately, which helps them in the passing game too. Mm-hmm. On the passing side, it's a tough one, but I have to give the advantage to Kansas City. Aside from A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, their running backs don't tend to do very well as receivers. So they got to be more versatile. And the tight end side, clear advantage is Travis Kelce. He's been very solid too. Dallas Goedert has been pretty good, but Kelce, I would say, is better. Defense, this can go either way, but I have to give the slight advantage to the Eagles. They have a better solid line, solid back. But this game is definitely going to be a slugfest. And ESPN has a projection of 53.3% for KC versus 46.7% for the Eagles. This game is going to go toe-to-toe. We're going to have multiple touchdowns. I think one player from each team is going to have 2 touchdowns. I could see Kelce getting 2 touchdowns from KC side, and probably a bit of a leap of faith here, but I could see Devonta Smith getting 2 touchdowns for Philly. And this is definitely going to be a big shootout. It's going to come down to the last minute. I think Harrison Butker is going to get a field goal with about a minute or so left in the game, and the Eagles will not score on their last chance. So I have 34-31. I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. And my MVP, this one's going to be a totally different player. I'm not going to pick Mahomes. That's just boring. He's already won it. Typically, I don't pick quarterbacks to win the MVP. Unless they never won one, I would do it. But because Mahomes has already won an MVP, I'm going to give the MVP award to Travis Kelce.
Yeah, probably no tight end has ever been the Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
Not even Gronk.
Interesting. Yeah. Normally I pick Mahomes, but that's boring. I gotta step out of the box. He's already won one.
I remember there was one year. I mean, it was the New England Seattle Super Bowl, and I remember picking Gronk as my Super Bowl MVP before going into the game. But
interesting. Yeah, and despite the Chiefs not having Miracle Hartman, I'm going to put that aside. I still think they're going to do it, but just barely.
So what was your final score again, Natalie?
34-31 Chiefs.
34-31 Chiefs. I'm marking that down. I'm marking down.
I actually have the exact score as Laura Rutledge from ESPN.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well. So once again, Flynn goes one way, Natalie goes the other way, and
you're the tiebreaker.
I got to put in the tiebreaker.
Well, I already know who it is, but I'm shutting my mouth on this one. I'm going to let you talk.
Yeah, because I know you kind of peeked in. Kind of peeked in Wednesday night with the Horseman show.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with everything that Flynn has said. I agree with everything Natalia said. Both of these guys have made great points. But my deciding factor is this. What other quarterback do you know that has been in the league 6 years, has started 5 years, and in every single one of those 5 years has made the playoffs? And in those 5 years, they win 3 conference championships. They've won a Super Bowl and they've lost a Super Bowl. They're back in this one. I gotta go with my man right here, Patrick Mahomes. I predict Jalen Hurts would probably rush for maybe 2 touchdowns, maybe. I could see 1 touchdown by Devontae Smith. I don't see this as a high-scoring game as y'all might think it is, but this will be very competitive. There may be a lot of offense. There may be a lot of defense. I see 2 touchdowns catches by Travis Kelce. I think I see 1 touchdown catch by Marquez Valdez-Scantling, or maybe a rushing touchdown from Isaiah Pacheco. He is definitely a running back on the rise. When it all comes down to it, I'm going with the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the team to beat here. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs by a score of 27-24. And just like Natalie, I'm taking Kelce as my Super Bowl MVP. So we got 2 of us for the Chiefs, 1 of us for the Eagles. And once again,
our guest Dashy also picked the Eagles.
Yeah, Dashy picked the Eagles right there. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
So,
and I think a question we can ask is what if Mahomes doesn't win? And there's going to be questions about Mahomes. Can he consistently win on the biggest win the big game? And because if he wins, he'll be 2-1 in Super Bowls. If he loses, he'll be 1-2.
right.
So it's that's going to be a hole on his resume going forward. And
Yeah, but I wouldn't think of it. That wouldn't be as big of a hole as
right.
one certain quarterback.
You're thinking about Brady?
No.
Who retired who retired since the last time we talked?
No, I'm talking about a quarterback that just can't quite seem to win the big one and always kind of chokes under pressure.
It's Matt Ryan.
No.
Hey, Russell Wilson?
No.
I mean, Matt Ryan was the quarterback for the 28-3 lead.
Wait, are you talking about a current player?
Yes.
Is it a current player?
I'm talking about a current quarterback.
Oh, Dak.
And I'm starting to. There you go.
Ooh, by the way, Walter Payton Man of the Year, Dak Prescott.
Oh, yes. We forgot to mention the Man of the Year, Dak Prescott. Congratulations for that high honor. I know that Sweetness is looking down with a big smile on his face. And congratulations to Dak. But yeah, Dak always just seems to choke under pressure. He's done it times and time again before. Perfect example. The overtime game this past season against the Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
What does he do? He throws a pick 6 in overtime.
Yeah. But I mean, the thing with him is Mahomes consistently wins and has been to championship games. I mean,
Right.
Another quarterback that had like a start similar to Mahomes is that of Brady, who won 3 Super Bowls in his first 4 years as a starter and has been in the league and was in the league for 5 years. Nobody had 3 championships as a starting quarterback.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I do have to acknowledge about those Patriots teams was that those defenses were so good in the early 2000s. When you think of, I think it was Troy Brown and Teddy Bruschi and Mike Vrabel and others.
Oh yeah.
Those defenses were
Vince Wilfork.
I mean, those defenses were so good.
What about the law firm?
Ty Law. So I think it picked 6 of the Super Bowl against Kurt Warner.
And Lawyer Malloy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, we're just waiting. We want to hear from y'all.
Yeah.
Anybody out there watching, that's the link that you want to go to. Copy that, paste it to your web browser. Come on in, talk to us. We want to talk to you. We want to hear your predictions. We already got Dashy in here. We already heard from my friend Brandy. She said she was going for the Chiefs right here. Let me go ahead and highlight that again, just in case y'all missed it. My friend Brandy's taking Chiefs right there. So, yeah, come on in. And that's actually just talking about quarterbacks that never won a Super Bowl. Kind of makes me think of if I had to put together a top 5.
I mean, Phil Rivers.
Top 5 quarterbacks never to win a Super Bowl.
Maybe Jim Kelly.
Oh, Randall Cunningham.
I have Jim Kelly at number 2. I have Randall Cunningham at number 3.
So Phil Rivers.
I'm not sure.
Let's see, Dan Fouts.
Dan Fouts, he'd be in the top 10.
All right. So then,
but y'all still haven't figured out.
Did Rich Gannon win one or no? Wait, I think he did win one. Never mind.
Who we talking about?
Rich Gannon.
No, Rich Gannon. I don't think he lost that one time with the Raiders.
Right. So my top 5 is number 1, Dan Marino.
Oh, of course.
Number 2, Jim Kelly. Number 3, Randall Cunningham. Number 4, Warren Moon.
Houston Oilers in the 70s. They should have been to one of those Super Bowls, but there was one time they got robbed by the refs in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah. And I still don't quite have a number 5 yet. I'd say maybe Rivers or maybe.
I mean, imagine if the Oilers went to a Super Bowl. I think I think that franchise is still in Houston instead of being in Nashville for the Tennessee Titans.
Who knows? Who knows?
Let's see. Donovan McNabb never won one. Let's see. Fran Tarkenton.
Yeah, Fran Tarkenton.
Oh, here's one we obviously missed. Michael Vick.
Michael Vick?
No.
Oh, wait a minute. Didn't he win in Atlanta?
No. Yeah, Atlanta's never won a championship.
Boomer Esiason.
No, Esiason's not on that list. No.
I was thinking of the Super Bowl between the Buccaneers and the Falcons.
Yeah.
No, the Bucks. No, the Bucks and Falcons are the same division. Why would they be in the Super Bowl?
Wait a minute. Who am I thinking of?
Yeah, I was just doing a quick Google search of some names on here.
You're thinking of the Falcons when they upset the Vikings in the NFC Championship game. Because
or maybe I was thinking of a Super Bowl that was played in Atlanta, and I think Tampa Bay won that one with Tony Dungy as the head coach.
No.
Or was it John Gruden?
It was so John Gruden and Tampa won with that game was in San Diego. The last Super Bowl to be played in San Diego, and likely the last one for a very very long time.
Right, since they decided to move the Chargers to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So I found a couple other names. I found Steve McNair.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's. I mean, I'm here. I mean, the '99 Titans.
And then Vinny Testaverde.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Jalen Hurts breaks Steve McNair's Super Bowl rushing record by a quarterback.
That would be interesting.
64 is the record for rushing yards by a quarterback in a single game in the Super Bowl.
Only 64.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you can have this conversation. Think of the quarterbacks that play in the Super Bowl, and the quarterbacks that are best able to have a better good pocket presence are the ones that are in. It's rare you see mobile quarterbacks, but you're seeing more and more teams trying to incorporate quarterback running into an offense because of how dynamic they are as playmakers now. They're trying it with Josh Allen. They're obviously trying it with Daniel Jones with the Giants and Lamar Jackson, even though he hasn't been to Championship Sunday yet.
Right.
I mean, I think the Super Bowl in Atlanta, I think you were talking about, was that Rams-Titans Super Bowl in '99.
Oh yeah, when the Titans was 1 yard short.
Yeah, I mean, until the 28-3 comeback, I viewed that Super Bowl as the greatest ever.
Oh yeah.
Kurt Warner threw for over 400 yards, and then he threw a long touchdown with 2 minutes left.
Yeah. I'm surprised that Torrey Holt didn't get the call for the Hall this year.
Is he already in?
I want to say it's either him or Isaac Bruce. One of those two guys.
I know Isaac Bruce is in. I don't know about.
I mean, you talk about the greatest show on turf. That was one of the best teams right there.
And how they only won one championship, that's beyond me.
Yeah, one championship, kind of like one team recently.
Seattle.
No, the Rams.
I mean,
last year was so awesome, but this year was so depressing.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, you have so many moving parts now with the Rams, so
right. But I can see your reasoning right there. So let's talk about once again. I'm probably not going to be interested in the halftime show. You got Rihanna when it was originally supposed to be Taylor Swift.
I'm hearing rumors. I don't know if there's true, but are they planning on doing a Taylor Swift cameo for the halftime show?
Someone at my workplace kind of suggested that, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Taylor Swift is going to have this huge tour around the country this spring, and like it's gone berserk. I mean, with the ticket sales, I mean, it's unbelievable.
Hey, I mean, no better place to promote your tour than make an appearance at Super Bowl halftime.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of halftime shows, what are some of your guys' favorites? I know a couple off the top of my head. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. That's probably one of my favorites. Maybe Prince.
Prince was really good when Springsteen did it.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Tim?
Michael Jackson.
I was just gonna say that.
Michael Jackson, Prince, and U2.
Oh, U2. I forgot about that.
The U2 one was really special because that was the Super Bowl that happened just a few months after the events of September 11, 2001.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it was kind of very special right there.
I mean, I really liked the J Lo and Shakira.
Shakira one. Oh yeah.
That was really good.
What I also enjoyed, the one that had Earl Smith, NSYNC, Britney Spears, Mary J. Blige, and Nelly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bruno Mars one I thought was decent too.
I liked the Stones played halftime, right?
I think so.
The Stones, the Who,
So the Who did it one year.
Springsteen, Tom Petty,
Paul McCartney did it one year.
Sir Paul McCartney, yes, of course.
Yeah. This is a very unpopular opinion, but you know who I want to see do the halftime show one day? Weird Al Yankovic. Probably a very unpopular opinion, though.
Even though I like Weird Al, and I would love for someday to get Weird Al inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about Super Bowl halftime though. I don't know.
Yeah, or at the very least, an opening act or something.
Think about who I mean. You have two different. I mean, the Super Bowl has the big ratings because you basically have two different audiences. One for the game and one for the halftime show.
Right. But if it were up to me, if it were up to me, it wouldn't have been Taylor Swift, and it would have been Rihanna. It should have been Kiss.
You just read my mind, Tim. I was about to ask that. Did Kiss ever do it?
They never have.
They're not going to put them on because it's not going to attract the audience. That tunes in just for the halftime.
But of course, when you talk about some of the best halftime shows, then you have to talk about, in my opinion, the worst.
Oh, I definitely got mine. The Justin Timberlake and what's her name?
Janet Jackson.
Yeah, that
was
the wardrobe malfunction seen around the world. Good thing I didn't see it though, because I wasn't big on Justin Timberlake. I mean, I kind of like Janet Jackson, but when she first got started,
Yeah.
But
yeah. So the boy bands and what would NSYNC did NSYNC themselves do it one year?
I don't remember them doing it by themselves, but I know they did join Earl Smith, Britney Spears, Mary J. Blige, and Nelly.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking of Justin Timberlake and those boy bands from the 90s.
I don't think Backstreet Boys ever did play at halftime either.
Yeah.
But and of course this year you're going to have multiple country music award winner Chris Stapleton singing the national anthem this year.
Yeah.
Which is I'd say it's a good choice anyway. Of course, the one thing about Super Bowl 27, when the Cowboys tore the hell out of the Bills 52-17, that wasn't just the Super Bowl where Michael Jackson performed halftime, but that was also the Super Bowl when Garth Brooks sang the national anthem.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely remember that.
Yeah, and I think that was when like the halftime the first real Super Bowl halftime show as we know it took place. That was the first one.
Yeah, that was Michael Jackson right there. I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
Because I remember who sang national anthem. A few years ago, the last Super Bowl in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Gladys Knight.
Yeah. One of my favorite national anthem performance renditions in the Super Bowl, I think, was last year. I'm trying to remember who that was.
I don't remember.
Let me see if I can look that up while we're still waiting on you people. We want you people. We want to hear your opinions right here. Let's see. Super. Oh, let me take a look at that. If anybody has any...
Mickey Guyton did it last year.
Oh,
Mickey Guyton.
Mickey Guyton. I cannot say that
she's relatively new.
Relatively a new face in the music world.
Is that I think in country music? I think she was nominated for a few Grammys last year.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gladys Knight. Lady Gaga did it one year. Oh, Backstreet Boys did do national anthem one year.
Really?
Yep. The Ravens Giants Super Bowl.
Oh, in 2001. That was when that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, but.
But of course, the most famous. I just remember this. How could we not forget the most famous rendition of the national anthem?
And not just the Super Bowl ever.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston.
God rest her soul. Whitney Houston. And not only was that, it was actually released as a single, and I believe it hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who could ever forget that? So, well, I don't know if everyone's asleep. It is now 10:51 in the Central Time Zone, which means it's like almost midnight where Flynn is. And it's almost 9 p.m. where Natalia is, right?
Yep.
It's getting pretty late. Well, anyway, folks, I guess after we go off the air, I mean, you can still put comments in there, make your predictions, who you think's going to win the game, who would think would be MVP. Because, it's almost 11 o'clock here. It's getting pretty late, and I got work tomorrow, so and I got to work Sunday, but at least I get off work at 5 o'clock my time, so that means... And kick off the Super Bowl is like, what, 20, 25 minutes after?
Yeah, I believe it's 6:33 Eastern.
6:33 on the East Coast would be 5:33 my time. So
no, you'll just make it.
I'll just make it for the kickoff, and I'll have to think of something to pick up to eat during the game. But Natalia, what you were saying earlier about all your football food you got going on, oh my gosh, it sounds good.
Yeah, I got to run to your Walmart store, I guess, after work tomorrow. Get it out of the way.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There's one place you can go to. Go to your local market. Go to wherever you get groceries and stock up on the food. And I'm pretty sure all these pizza chains around here are going to be pretty busy on Sunday as well. Yeah, like Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, Domino's, Papa John's, all those places, they're going to be pretty busy. So yeah, I'm ready for the game.
Oh yeah, same here.
Yeah, so I believe that we will reconvene next Friday night. We'll do a Super Bowl recap.
Recap the season, I guess.
Recap the season, maybe, and maybe make some bold predictions about what could happen next season. Then we can go on our little hiatus right now. I know Natalia's got some ideas for shows that we're going to do during the off season.
Yeah. It's all in that blueprint. Just click it when you guys want to take a look. Feel free.
Because just because the season is over doesn't mean the business goes on. NFL is a 24/7, 365 thing.
Yeah.
So just because the season is over, that don't mean that the business still keeps going on, because believe me, folks, it does.
Yeah, we'll probably be here maybe 2 shows a month during the off season.
Maybe 2, 3, maybe. We'll keep y'all in touch.
Yep.
So, and of course, Flynn, he's got hooked on sports. After the season is over, he goes back to 1 show a week.
Thank goodness, because of all the content I've had to do throughout the course of the season, and
you look like you could use a very long nap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all could probably after this Sunday here. We didn't talk about the Pro Bowl,
but who cares?
I actually liked it. It was kind of cool.
Exactly. Who? I mean, I didn't watch any of it. I mean, I just said no. Nobody really watches Pro Bowl. I mean, I remember a time when they had a Pro Bowl game, which was the week after the Super Bowl, but nobody watched it. So the NFL decided to put the Pro Bowl between the conference championship games and the Super Bowl, put them right in between there.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that still hasn't worked out. So they decided to switch things up a little bit. I don't know what the viewership was between last year and this year.
Yeah, I kind of liked it. I was like weird. It was like weirdly entertaining. For me, it was kind of like watching like a horror movie. Like you're intrigued to see what was going to happen next. It was like that thing I just couldn't look away. I was like curious to know what was going to happen. Oh, don't forget we have the XFL coming back too.
XFL is coming back, and we got the second season of the United States Football League.
Well, Wade Phillips is going to be coaching one of the teams. One of your former Dallas Cowboys coaches, Wade Phillips, is going to be a coach.
Wade Phillips, oh my gosh. The only thing that he was good for was almost challenging almost every play and losing almost every single challenge that he tried for.
Yeah, Hines Ward's going to be a coach.
Hines Ward, former receiver for the Steelers.
Yeah.
Hey, if his name ever comes up for Hall of Fame, I'd give him a vote.
Oh yeah.
Well, anyway, any final thoughts before we close up shop on this big show?
Yeah, I'm just excited for the game. Yeah, can't wait to chow down.
There you go.
Looking forward to seeing what commercials could be here too. But hopefully there'll be some better commercials. They haven't had any really fantastic ones recently.
I mean, the Mets are doing a commercial for the tri-state area on Sunday. They dropped a $7 million ad.
Wow.
Whoa.
So you think you know what Steve Cohen's trying to do with this franchise?
I try to make it like a glamour team. Glamour teams ain't going to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
But, well, I just yawned. Flynn just yawned. So I guess that's our signal to go ahead and close up shop.
Yeah, you guys are going to make me yawn in a minute.
Yeah, it can be contagious. So, yeah, we will reconvene next Friday to recap the Super Bowl and give a recap of the season, maybe make some very crazy bold predictions for 2023. Guys, we got another show next week.
Huh.
Be the first one, and then take a well-deserved break. Because Lord knows we all need it.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all be sure to listen to Hooked on Sports with John Flynn. And y'all come back and see us next week as we wrap up the season, recap the Super Bowl, and kind of put a bow on the 2022 NFL season. Once again, thank all of you for your love. Thank all of you for your support. Thank you for participating. It's because of people like you out there that make this thing possible. We love every single one of you out there. Yeah, including you.
Mm-hmm.
And you.
Yeah.
And you. And you way up there in the balcony. Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yeah.
We love each and every one of you.
Yep.
Thank you so much. It has been wonderful. So, for John Natale, for John Flynn, my name's Tim McClellan. Enjoy the game, everyone. Make it a big day. Enjoy the food. Enjoy the football. We'll be back to recap. Till
Go
next
Chiefs.
time. Yeah, go Chiefs. We got the Chiefs. Flynn's got the Eagles. We'll see what happens.
Of course, Flynn is going to root for the Chiefs because he's a Giants fan.
But I just think Philly's a better team, or as Tim would call them, those
Philadelphia chickens. Die, chickens, die. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
And with that, I say thank you. God bless you all, and as always, be a good sport. See ya.